Now in 4 News Now at 6, business owners are breathing a sigh of relief as work on road projects are back underway now that the workers' strike has come to an end.
Has really hurt this business, in the thousands every week.
Why the city says it could still be months before some of these projects are finished.
Get ready for more warm weather. I'm tracking above average temperatures in your first alert forecast.
Plus, one Spokane County Fire District will be getting its own ambulance service. We'll show you how this new program could give families extra peace of mind during emergencies. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
Well, construction projects all across the inland Northwest have resumed today following a month-long strike. The Association of General Contractors shared yesterday that it had come to an agreement with the local 302 Workers Union.
And some of these construction delays have been causing problems for those who live and work near them. Madeline Mullins is live tonight from one of those projects on Maple Street in Madeline. When is it expected to resume?
Well, Kirsten, this construction does stretch all the way down Maple Street and on 4th Avenue right here. One of the lanes is actually closed, and the city says this construction zone could be here until next year because of the strike, and that is bad news for all of these surrounding businesses.
For sure, since they started the construction, the horn rate is way up, meaning there's a lot of people honking their horns every morning.
Traffic accidents, traffic backups, and a lack of traffic at this gas station is why this seemingly never-ending construction is a headache for those at Bain's Liquor Mart.
It has really hurt this business, in the thousands every week. I've been very lucky to be able to stay and keep working because I worry about that.
The city of Spokane says the chances of those problems going away and this project being completed this year are small. That is because the laying of asphalt, which is needed for grind and overlay projects, depends on warm weather. As the summer season comes to a close, the city says it will either complete part of this project or postpone the whole thing until 2026.
It's very frustrating.
This frustration is a sentiment shared by those driving in the area as well.
If you commute this way, have to take extra time and plan on doing extra time, you'll sit here for 2 to 3 lights, and it can add 8 minutes at least to your morning commute.
The city says right now it is assessing all of the projects that have been put on pause because of the strike and are deciding if and when work will resume on them. Now, construction projects in Idaho, like the I-90 widening project near Post Falls, have been paused as well because of this strike. And the Idaho Transportation Department says that will impact the original completion dates. Live in Spokane, I'm Madeline Mullins, 4 News Now.
All right, Madeline, thank you. And here is a photo of crews pouring concrete on the bridge deck for the North Spokane Corridor Bridge crossing right near Spokane Community College. According to the Washington Department of Transportation, crews are almost done pouring all of that concrete for the northbound lanes, and once that's done, they will begin working on the southbound lanes. The North Spokane Corridor has been in the works for decades and is expected to be completed no earlier than 2030. You might not need your sweaters just yet because we are tracking the return of summer-like weather.
Yep, let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker to see how hot it's going to get, Chris.
Well, even warmer than it was today, and temperatures were above average. We have some 70s on the map, but a lot of 80s. 80 in Coeur d'Alene and St. Mary's. It was 81 today in Lewiston and Ritzville, 82 in Grand Coulee, and 84 degrees in Moses Lake. Tomorrow, we're going to see 80s and 90s, mid-80s from Bonners Ferry all the way down to Pullman, 87 in Ritzville, 90 degrees in Grand Coulee, and 91 in Lewiston tomorrow, right around the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area. Temperatures ranging from 84 in Spirit Lake to 87 in 9 Mile, Meade, Deer Park, and Spokane Valley. Our hour-by-hour forecast for Wednesday. It's going to be a warmer start to the day. We got down into the 40s this morning. We'll start the day off at 54, 68 degrees by 10 o'clock with sunny skies in the 80s by 1 p.m., heading to a high of 85. That's more than 10 degrees above average. I will be back with your 7-day forecast, Eric.
All right, sounds good, Chris. Thank you. We are just a few days away from the Battle for Washington in Pullman. We are, of course, Sports, talking about the 117th meeting between the Cougs and Huskies in the Apple Cup. And following last year's 24-19 win in Lumen Field in Seattle, WSU is looking to win back-to-back Apple Cups for the first time since the 2007 and 2008 seasons. And while the Cougs stopped Jonah Coleman and the Huskies on a big fourth down play to seal the deal last year, head coach Jimmy Rogers knows it won't be easy to stop UW's talented offense again.
You could see it in just their first couple games, the physicality, how they run off the ball, their ability to strike and redirect on a moving target. They're good. And so we need to get ready to match their level of intensity, and we got to be able to communicate and play as fast as possible.
The Huskies are nearly 3 touchdown favorites despite the game being at Giesa Field. Kickoff is this Saturday at 4:30.
And even before kickoff, there's plenty to do to show off your Cougar pride. You have First Down Friday happening, of course, Friday, and there will be live music, plenty of vendors, and a beer garden. Then there's the Apple Cup Harvest Market celebrating all things Cougar made, which includes Cougar Gold, cheese, and Cosmic Crisp apples. It's happening on Friday at the Newberry Track and Field starting at 4 o'clock. New this year, fans can grab some food and drinks at the kickoff at the Cub Senior Ballroom on game day starting at 1:30. And for a full list of these events, head to KXLY.com. Well, bow hunting season is in full swing, and the Department of Fish and Wildlife wants hunters to keep diseases from spreading among deer.
Chronic wasting disease and blue tongue are killing deer across eastern Washington, and there are new rules this year for hunters to follow. Derek Strom stopped by one of the department's hunter check stations to learn more.
Fish and Wildlife is concerned that it's seeing an increase in chronic wasting disease impacting entire populations of deer and elk in eastern Washington. It's a neurological disease and it spreads from animal to animal and is typically found in saliva, urine, or feces. The disease is incurable, so Fish and Wildlife is setting new rules to limit the disease's spread.
Getting your animals tested, that really helps our agency determine where this disease occurs on the landscape and what we can realistically do to try to combat this disease.
Fish and Wildlife does that testing by requiring hunters to send in lymph nodes from the deer or elk they've killed. WDFW has hunter check stations where those samples can be dropped off, and then they're sent to a lab at Washington State University.
Center for Disease Control, as well as our local health jurisdictions, recommend that you do not consume an animal that knowingly has CWD or any other prion disease.
Chronic wasting disease isn't the only disease Fish and Wildlife is concerned about. The Department of Fish and Wildlife says it's also seeing an outbreak of blue tongue, which is caused by midges or gnats biting deer or elk and infecting them. And even though blue tongue can often be confused with chronic wasting disease, the Department of Fish and Wildlife wants hunters to know the difference between the two. WDFW says blue tongue typically only infects animals during especially dry summers, but the symptoms for both diseases can be similar.
This year we have seen an uptick in cases of people reporting dead deer, and so our agency does keep track of those reports, and we do test what we can get our hands on.
WDFW has a reporting page for potential cases of blue tongue on its website. In Spokane Valley, Derek Strom, 4 News Now.
All right, here's a live look inside Rogers High School, where right now city officials are answering questions about the Together Spokane plan. Now, you may have heard about it. The $440 million plan is made up of 2 parts that voters will need to approve in November.
It includes a $240 million levy from the Parks Department and a $200 million bond from the school district. That money would go toward paying for more than 200 projects all across the city of Spokane.
And one of the key projects under the plan is the expansion of the Dwight Merkel Sports Complex. Currently, the Merkel Sports Complex only has 2 all-weather fields with lighting. Spokane Parks and Rec says it often has to turn away both kids and adults eager to participate in sports because of the lack of available fields. The proposed levy would fund the construction of 8 new multi-purpose fields. 3 would be all weather. And tonight's town hall goes until 7 o'clock. There will be another town hall next Tuesday at North Central High School.
To see how the plan could impact your property taxes, you can take out your phone right now if you like and scan this QR code using your camera. It will take you to our website where you can find a link to calculate how much it would cost based on your address. Well, experts warn a decline in childhood vaccinations could lead to more disease outbreaks.
We'll show you which vaccines parents are skipping coming up. And smoke seems to be rising from Mount St. Helens, but the National Weather Service says there's no eruption. We'll show you what's really behind the clouds above that volcano.
And prosecutors say they will seek the death penalty for the man accused of killing conservative activist Charlie Kirk. We'll break down the new details revealed by investigators next on 4 News Now.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by never settling. But what's really made Ford F-Series #1 is you.
Introducing the leaf-free rain gutter protection system from McVeigh Brothers Roofing, Siding, Windows, and Rain Gutters. Never clean out your gutters again and put those dangerous ladders away, as the leaf-free system attaches right to your current rain gutters and protects it from all the leaves, pine needles, bird nests, and debris that can clog your system and cause problems. This system will extend the life of your gutters. For more information and a free quote, call Team McVeigh. We're working for you.
Chevy makes America's most dependable trucks, like the rugged Colorado, the highly capable Silverado 1500, the powerful Silverado HD, and the uncompromising Silverado EV. In every Chevy truck, dependability comes standard.
It's Chevy Truck Month. Well-qualified buyers can get 2.9% financing for 72 months on Silverado 1500 models. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Elegance, style, quality, custom made for your project. Agalite shower doors and bath enclosures by River City Glass are designed for a lifetime of use. Timeless beauty that speaks for itself with superior quality and exceptional value. Offering exquisite custom wine room enclosures and office room glass, specializing in custom mirrors crafted to fit your space. Producing high-performance glass for every project, residential and commercial. River City Glass.
I was 44, working part-time. It was my first mammogram, and they found a few cancerous places in my left breast. I didn't have any symptoms. I didn't feel sick. I didn't have a lump in my breast. There was nothing. I wasn't afraid I was going to die. My first fear was, how am I going to tell my daughter? As a result of early detection, I didn't have to do chemotherapy. I just did surgery and radiation. Was able to maintain a good quality of life, and now it's a distant memory.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by never settling. But what's really made Ford F-Series #1 is you.
I am filing a notice of intent to seek the death penalty.
That is Utah County Attorney Jeffrey Gray announcing he plans to prosecute the man accused of killing conservative activist Charlie Kirk to the fullest extent of the law. During that same press conference, he announced new details that he says helps prove that 22-year-old Tyler Robinson was the one who killed Kirk.
ABC's Jacqueline Lee has more from the courthouse where Robinson made his first court appearance today.
22-year-old Tyler Robinson making his first appearance virtually in a Utah court today after being officially charged in the deadly shooting of political activist Charlie Kirk. Utah County Attorney Jeff Gray announcing the charges today.
I am filing a notice of intent to seek the death penalty.
Robinson facing 7 counts, including aggravated murder, felony discharge of a firearm, and obstruction of justice, witness tampering, and committing a violent offense in the presence of a child. Kirk was hit by a single gunshot while speaking on the campus of Utah Valley University last week.
After shooting Mr. Kirk, Robinson hid the gun, discarded the clothing he wore when he fired the rifle, and told his roommate to delete incriminating text messages and not talk to police.
But officials say the roommate is cooperating and shared messages between the two after the shooting. Officials say Robinson pointed the roommate to a note left behind.
The roommate looked under the keyboard and found a note that stated, quote, I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it.
Officials say over text messages, Robinson telling the roommate he needed to go back to get the rifle, then texting, to be honest, I had hoped to keep this secret till I died of old age. I'm sorry to involve you. The roommate asking, why did you do it? Robinson texting, I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. The Utah County Attorney also revealing new information about what Robinson's family has told investigators.
As they discussed the situation, Robinson implied that he was the shooter and stated that he couldn't go to jail and just wanted to end it. When asked why he did it, Robinson explained there is too much evil and the guy, referring to Charlie Kirk, spreads too much hate.
No one else has been charged in the shooting, but investigators are still interviewing friends and family of the suspect to figure out how and why this happened. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News, Provo, Utah.
And while the investigation continues, the director of the FBI was grilled on Capitol Hill for his handling of the case and the ongoing issues at the agency.
You've gutted the Bureau of Institutional Knowledge and Expertise.
I'm not going anywhere. If you want to criticize my 16 years of service, please bring it on.
We'll show you why some lawmakers are calling out FBI Director Kash Patel over a social media post about the investigation into Kirk's murder tonight at 6:30.
We started the day off in the 40s, the first time since mid-June. Our high of 79 above average, but it gets warmer in the forecast. One sign of fall, 6:59, our sunset time. We'll still be on the air in this newscast when the sun sets. There's a lot more of that in the 7-day forecast after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Findlay Downtown Honda.
The 2025 Ford Bronco is everywhere, and for good reason. It's built for anything, loaded with capability, and will go anywhere you take it. Snow, mud, dirt, whatever the road throws at you. This goat gives you seven different terrain modes to handle it all. And the Bronco just won an award for best in class for initial quality. When buying your next SUV, think Wendell Ford. We would be honored to show you the new Bronco. Wendell Ford, drive for generations.
Balancing work and family on a tight budget can be tough. Spokane College's Head Start program provides safe, affordable childcare to working parents pursuing their education.
Head Start offers free and reduced cost childcare to qualifying families with children up to 5 years. We serve over 700 families throughout Spokane.
Head Start gave me the support to finish my degree with Spokane Colleges.
Through October 15th, New America's matching all donations to Head Start up to $10,000. This is how New America cares for kids.
Dupixent continuously works to help prevent asthma attacks. So game days are better. Girls' days are better. Even Mondays are better. Dupixent's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma. It's not for sudden breathing problems. Some people felt their asthma symptoms improve in as little as 3 days. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away if signs of inflamed blood vessels like rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, brown or dark-colored urine, tingling or numbness in limbs. Tell your doctor of new or worsening skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Ask your doctor about Dupixent.
She survived the unthinkable, being attacked by a shark.
Did you ever see the shark? What is the last thing that you remember?
Now tomorrow.
I just remember seeing this big brown shadow and just started swimming as fast as I could.
The unbelievable story on GMA.
On your screen right now is a picture of what appears to be smoke above Mount St. Helens, leading some to believe it's erupting. But according to the National Weather Service, that is not the case. It's actually volcanic ash from the 1980s that's being swept away by strong winds. My question here then was like, are this the strongest winds we've had since? Why is it kicking it up now?
That's a good question. Maybe because it's been so dry.
Yeah.
I need to go do some Googling on that to find out. I know that in a stiff wind, there's still volcanic ash blowing around Ritzville and Davenport to this day, where they piled it up. And long before you were around, now everybody's taught. I'm sure it's such an amazing event in this area's history, and fun things to talk about. I'll go find find out why it was blowing around and let you know in the next half hour. In the meantime, let's talk about what's happening right now. 78 degrees in Spokane and a beautiful look over the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena. Sunset, as I mentioned, is in this 6 o'clock hour at 78 in Coeur d'Alene, looking over the Veterans Memorial Bridge on I-90 there. What a beautiful evening in progress. We have lots of locations that are still in the 80s. Omak, Grand Coulee, and Lewiston, Moses Lake, and Wenatchee, all in the 80s right now, still in the 70s, all the way up to Bonners Ferry, where it's 72 degrees. Those temperatures are quite a bit warmer than this time yesterday. In fact, 19 degrees warmer in Spokane, 20 degrees warmer in Colville, and 17 degrees warmer in Pullman than this time yesterday. And it's going to be even warmer tomorrow. We're going to get into the 80s. We'll stay in the 80s through Saturday, although temperatures will already be showing signs of decreasing. Sunny, dry conditions. Winds pick up this weekend, particularly on Sunday, and that brings in some cooler air for next week. Our high temperature trend heading up into the mid-80s Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We start to cool down a little bit, cooling down a little bit more Sunday and Monday into the mid-70s before we start warming back up again. This white line is our average high, so we're remaining above average, but not quite as warm as what we're going to be tomorrow thanks to this ridge of high pressure. Here are the upper level winds, and that ridge is keeping the clouds away, keeping the warm weather going, but it is going to start to break down. Here's Friday morning. On Friday morning, as a weak disturbance passes through, it'll bring an increase in clouds. We will see that ridge try to rebuild Saturday, but really break down on Sunday. Here's Sunday at 4 o'clock with a northwesterly flow over the region, bringing in some cooler air and possibly some mountain showers. We'll keep an eye on the Sunday forecast, but right now we just think it's going to be cooler and breezy. Good timing to cool down a little bit as fall officially starts on Monday morning. It is the autumnal equinox. 76 degrees, though, on Monday. Feels a little more like late summer than early fall. And 81 on Tuesday with partly cloudy skies. But right now it looks like it is going to be dry through the entire 7-day forecast. And no more overnight lows in the 40s for a while.
All right, that's going to mess up my sleeping weather, but I'll be okay with it.
Okay.
Thank you, Chris.
I want to fight him. He'll kill us. Maybe. You want to die? Do you?
Hollywood is mourning the death of actor and director Robert Redford. The California native's good looks and charismatic performances propelling him to fame. He also took his talents behind the scenes, winning an Oscar for Best Director in 1983 for the film Ordinary People. In 2016, he was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom for his significant contributions to American culture. Though he was a mainstay in big studio movies, he was also a supporter of independent filmmakers, using the millions he made to launch the Sundance Institute and Festival in the 1970s.
Our job and our role is to create a space and a platform to bring new voices and new ways of seeing the world using independent film to this place. That's it. We're not interested in the money. That's somebody else's issue.
A family representative says Redford died at his home in the Sundance Mountains of Utah, surrounded by his family. He was 89 years old.
What a life. All right, still ahead on 4 News now. A new poll shows more parents are choosing to skip vaccines for their kids. We'll break down who's opting out and what doctors say this could mean for public health next on 4 News Now.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Valley Fest, turning September 19th through the 21st.
It's our all-month-long Labor Day sale, where you'll save $13,750 off new Sierra 1500 Elevations or 0% APR. There's never any dealer-added markups on new vehicles. And ask us about our 3-day return and 7-day exchange at GMC of Riverfront Park.
In football, to have a good offense, you need to know how to read the defense.
The same is true dealing with the insurance company after a car wreck.
They'll use every trick in their playbook to pay you as little as possible.
But we know their playbook.
Like when they stack the box.
These are huge insurance companies.
And they'll do anything to keep you from winning.
Like stacking the box with attorneys to fight your claim.
That's when you call an Audible and call us.
We're attorneys Russell and Hill.
We know the insurance game.
And we know how to win.
It's the 11-year anniversary at Move Fitness.
Let's go.
Join now for only $11.
Andes Heating Cooling has been providing service for all your heating and cooling needs since 1972. Andes specializes in all commercial service and maintenance. Planned preventative maintenance can decrease repair costs by 12 to 16%, extend the life of your equipment, and lower energy costs by as much as 50%. Maintenance contracts and emergency service are available for commercial buildings. Turn to the experts. Andes Heating Cooling since 1972, thanks to you.
If you like your Broadway hot, you'll love the musical blockbuster the New York Times calls a supersized all-out song and dance spectacular. Some Like It Hot. See the Tony and Grammy Award-winning Broadway show, created by the teams from Disney's Aladdin, Hairspray, and the Book of Mormon. Some Like It Hot.
Some like it hot, and that ain't bad.
Playing September 23rd through 28th at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
It's our all-month-long Labor Day sale, where you'll save up to $14,500 off or 3.9% APR on new Sierra 2500 HD Denali's. There's never any dealer-added markups on new vehicles. And ask us about our 3-day return and 7-day exchange at GMC of Riverfront Park.
In news for your health now, more parents are choosing to delay or even skip vaccines for their kids.
And a new poll shows just how big that trend has become. ABC's Morgan Norwood breaks down the numbers and shares what this could mean for public health.
A new poll reveals just how many parents are now choosing not to vaccinate their children. The Washington Post finding 1 in 6 parents have either delayed or skipped some of the standard vaccines for their kids. The survey finding 9% of parents now say they've opted out of the MMR vaccine, which protects against the measles, mumps, and rubella.
That creates these unfortunate gaps in immunization coverage, which we know can leave kids vulnerable and possibly cause an outbreak if we don't have that protection.
A recent poll found certain vaccination rates of kindergartners dropping in the years since the pandemic, falling below the level experts typically recommend to protect communities from disease transmission. The country this year experienced its worst measles outbreak in more than 30 years, resulting in 3 deaths. Parents who skipped the vaccine cited concerns about side effects, a lack of trust in safety, and a belief that not all recommended vaccines are necessary.
We see that misinformation is still an issue. And this shows us that we still need to do some education when it comes to the schedule and why kids are getting the shots that they are when they are.
The data shows while most parents view childhood vaccines as safe and important, they're less confident in the flu and COVID shots. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. continues to question the safety of some vaccines. Just yesterday, he appointed 5 new members to the CDC's advisory committee, a panel responsible for making vaccine recommendations. Some of the new members have previously been skeptical of vaccines. And that panel meets this week to discuss vaccines for COVID and other diseases. As for that new poll, it found that the parents most likely to opt out of child vaccines were Republicans, younger parents, and those who homeschool their children. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
Well, the holiday shopping season is almost here, but economic worries could slow spending.
We'll show you why consumers are pulling back and what that could mean for retailers and the economy. And Spokane County Fire District 9 is planning to launch its own ambulance transport service next year, promising faster emergency response and no out-of-pocket costs for residents. We'll break down how the new program will work next on 4 News Now.
Sign up for the 4 News Now Daily Local at KXLY.com.
Ready for action? It's no holds barred as King of the Cage features up-and-coming MMA stars battling it out. King of the Cage, live Thursday, September 25th. Visit the Coeur d'Alene Casino box office or CDAcasino.com for tickets.
Winning is just the beginning.
Avamere South Hill is so much more than just a home. We're enhancing lives every single day.
My home was heaven on earth, and now Avamere is heaven on earth.
Everybody's very friendly here and welcoming.
Come visit us and experience the Avamere difference.
Tackle every job with power and precision this season with Pape Machinery Ag & Turf. For a limited time, you can get 0% financing for up to 84 months on a new John Deere 1025R compact utility tractor with 120R standard loader, all for just $249 per month. Shop online or head to your nearest Pape Machinery location to experience the unmatched customer service and support that keeps your operation running strong. But don't wait, this offer ends October 31st. Pape keeps you moving.
Now that's Montana Sapphire from Phillipsburg, Montana.
It's here, the Red Tag Model Year-End Clearance Event at R&R RV in Liberty Lake on now through September 30th. Save thousands with factory discounts and clearance pricing. New travel trailers from $184 per month. New fifth wheels from $325 per month. New motorhomes from $89,990. Shop the Northwest's largest pre-owned RV inventory. Prepped and ready to go. Free parking, free admission, free food Friday and Saturday. The Red Tag Model Year-End Clearance Event on now through September 30th at R&R RV in Liberty Lake or online at rnrrv.com.
This month's Extreme Team, Miriam's House, part of Transitional Living Center. We're going to help more women get help as they transition to a better living. Plus, we're going to give them a little more room to have it more like home. The 4 News Now Extreme Team, brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. A nice relaxing stay? We got you. Wanna be entertained? We got you. Wanna play golf all day? We got you. Go to Lake Casino. Go to Lake Casino. Winning is just the beginning.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Well, riding in an ambulance in Spokane County can cost hundreds, even thousands of dollars, but what if you didn't have to pay?
Spokane County Fire District 9 is launching its own ambulance service to transport patients to the hospital at no cost. Hunter Bertram spoke with the fire district's chief, who says this plan will also save lives.
It really makes a difference that that continuity of care and the transfer of care not happening from one agency to another, not a handoff.
Spokane County Fire District 9's fire chief, Matt Vinci, took over as chief earlier this year. Since then, his department has been evaluating the idea of creating its own ambulance transport.
In July, we presented to the board some options for them to consider.
Some reason behind this move, they want to speed up the time it takes to get their patients to the hospital. He also says this new plan will ensure District 9 residents don't hesitate to call for help.
That's going to result in our public being able to have access to pre-hospital health care without having to worry about that transport fee.
A trip in the ambulance can cost thousands. Chief Vinci says they will still bill insurance or Medicaid if a person has it, but they will not pass any additional uncovered costs onto the person needing help.
And as it goes for a timeline on when we could see this plan go into effect, they aim for July of next year. However, before then, they still need to hire folks to staff the ambulances, also get the ambulances, and get the go-ahead on the application. In Spokane County, Hunter Bertram, 4 News Now.
Well, the Idaho Food Bank is helping families in need with a free food distribution event. It happens this coming Monday, September 22nd at the Latah County Fairgrounds in Moscow. Distribution starts at 10 a.m. and will continue until all of the food boxes are gone. Families will be able to pick up fresh produce, frozen meats, dairy products, and dry goods. The United Way of Moscow and Latah County will have volunteers on site to help with that distribution. For more information, you can find this story on our website, KXLY.com.
Well, it definitely felt cooler this morning, but things have changed dramatically.
Yep, creeping back up into the 80s, right, Chris?
Yes, we have got several days in the 80s in the 7-day forecast, but here's a sign of fall. Our sunset tonight now in the 6 o'clock hour. This is the live view of the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena, as well as the Spokane County Courthouse. I think I even see a few little ash aphids on the sky cam. There's another sign of the cooler weather on the way. Those little things that look like cotton balls. Tiny cotton balls flying in the sky. Our sunset tonight, 6:59. In just 2 weeks, it's going to be closer to 6:30. A month from now, we'll be in the 5 o'clock hour. In a couple of months, unless something changes, we'll be in the 4 o'clock hour. And of course, that change would be the end of changing our daylight saving time. This evening, we will keep the skies clear. Temperatures dropping down into the 60s by 9 o'clock. It's not going to be as cool tomorrow morning as it was this morning. We had our first day in the 40s in many locations. Tomorrow morning, the 50s in most spots. St. Mary's and Colville, exceptions right around the Spokane area, will be down in the 40s in Deer Park, but 50s elsewhere. I'll be back with that warm weather in the 7-day forecast in just a few minutes.
Well, a man is in custody following an hours-long armed standoff in Spokane County. It all happened near North Cathy Drive and North Anna J Drive, not far from the Kalispell Golf and Country Club. Authorities say 46-year-old Jeremy Patterson threatened his neighbor with a shotgun and pointed an AK-47 at SWAT officers. Deputies used chemical irritants to end the standoff, and Patterson was arrested without injury. Investigators confiscated 14 firearms. Patterson now faces felony charges, including harassment and assault.
Well, today we had an opportunity to sit down one-on-one with Preston McCollum, the acting Spokane County prosecutor following Larry Haskell's resignation. McCollum has been with the prosecutor's office for 10 years and was unanimously voted to fill the role by the Board of Commissioners. McCollum says one of the challenges he aims to address is improving efficiency, and that is in part because of aging facilities in Spokane County, including the courthouse and the jail. Back when the courthouse was built, he says the prosecuting attorney at most could appoint 2 deputies. For perspective, now they're clear to appoint 72 deputy prosecutors.
When you look at a lot of the other counties that have modern facilities, their processes are much more efficient because their system was set up in a way to be more efficient. So I love our courthouse. It's a great building, but it was also built in the early 1900s.
McCollum agreed to our sit-down interview because he says he values transparency and accountability.
Well, traffic deaths across the country have dropped significantly in the first half of this year, the largest reduction since 2008. In Washington, fatalities dropped 10% with 302 deaths reported, but Idaho saw an 18% increase with 121 fatalities. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says the decrease comes even as vehicle miles traveled rose by over 12 billion miles. The department cautions that while the trend is encouraging, traffic deaths remain too high and efforts to improve road safety will continue.
Well, House Republicans have released a proposal to fund the government through November 21st and avert a government shutdown at the end of this month. The 7-week stopgap bill would buy more time to negotiate a broader deal. The plan, though, is not bipartisan and contains no provisions that Democrats want. We recently sat down with Eastern Washington Representative Michael Baumgardner to talk about the budget. Here's what he had to say. Take a listen.
We do need to get a good budget deal, but we also need to make sure that America gets back on a pathway towards fiscal responsibility and balanced budgets, because it's not fair to our kids or grandkids to have so much debt.
House leadership hopes to vote on the bill Friday, the last day before Congress leaves for a week-long recess for Rosh Hashanah.
FBI Director Kash Patel was slammed by Senate Judiciary Committee Democrats on Capitol Hill today for ongoing turmoil at the agency. He was also grilled on his handling of the investigation into Charlie Kirk's murder. But it's important to note that this hearing was scheduled weeks before Kirk's murder. CNN's Karen Kafa explains.
I'm not going anywhere. If you want to criticize my 16 years of service, please bring it on.
FBI Director Kash Patel on Capitol Hill Tuesday responding to Democratic criticism of his leadership.
You've gutted the Bureau of Institutional Knowledge and Expertise.
And his handling of the investigation into the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
He's not up to the job. I mean, he's putting himself first.
Some Republicans on the Senate Judiciary Committee making the case that Patel is getting the job done.
The drama around the investigation, I'm okay with what happened, and we have the man in custody.
But the panel's top Democrat, Senator Dick Durbin of Illinois, slammed Patel for an early and incorrect social media claim that a suspect was in custody for Kirk's murder, which Patel later walked back.
You violated one of the basics of effective law enforcement. At critical stages of an investigation, shut up and let the professionals do their job.
Patel defending his tenure.
I pledged myself to commit to full transparency, oversight, and accountability so we could restore the public's trust in the FBI. That's exactly what I've done.
President Donald Trump Tuesday expressing confidence in Patel's handling of the Kirk investigation.
Take a look at what he did with respect to this horrible person that he just captured. He did it in 2 days. It took other similar cases 4 days, 5 days.
Patel said his agency received more than 11,000 tips in the first 24 hours after Kirk's shooting. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Well, lawmakers from both sides of the aisle are calling for a de-escalation of political violence as the Trump administration pushed back against criticism that it's only targeting left-wing extremism.
Looks like he was radicalized over the internet, and it's radicalized on the left. He's a left. I have a lot of problems with the left, and they get protected, and they shouldn't be protected.
Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, whose home was set on fire in an alleged attempt on his life, placed part of the blame for increased political tensions on the president.
Fortunately, some, from the dark corners of the internet all the way to the Oval Office, want to cherry pick which instances of political violence they want to condemn.
To keep lawmakers safe, House Speaker Kevin Johnson proposed a funding plan which includes $30 million in additional security funding.
A judge in New York City has dropped the terror-related charges against the man accused of killing the United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson last year. The judge ruling that those two charges against Luigi Mangione are, quote, legally insufficient. Mangione still faces a second-degree murder charge. His lawyers want the murder charge dismissed. He is facing federal charges for the same killing. Mangione faces a possible life sentence if convicted in New York State Court. The Justice Department has announced it will seek the death penalty in the federal case. 4 News Now. We'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now's Get Outside Guide is brought to you by Click It RV.
The 2025 Ford Bronco is everywhere, and for good reason. It's built for anything, loaded with capability, and will go anywhere you take it. Snow, mud, dirt, whatever the road throws at you. This goat gives you seven different terrain modes to handle it all. And the Bronco just won an award for Best in Class for initial quality. When buying your next SUV, think Wendell Ford. We would be honored to show you the new Bronco. Wendell Ford, drive for generations.
Jersey casual dress code on Blue Fridays. Hoarse voices on Monday mornings. And flying that 12 flag every day of the week. Whether you're a hardcore 12 or more of an everyday fan, you're part of a community that loves to show its pride. At BECU, we're proud to be a part of the Seahawks community too, and we like to show our pride at every purchase with the Seahawks Debit MasterCard, the official debit card of the Seattle Seahawks. BECU.
Custom is more than choosing from a few fabric options. With our custom upholstery, you get control over almost every detail, so you can design a piece that's perfect for you. From the style of the arms and legs to the cushion type and pillow shape. Perfect style, perfect comfort, created for you. The Custom Comfort Event. Get 30% off store-wide at the Tin Roof.
The RV Expo sale is back at the Spokane County Fair and Expo Center, September 18th through the 21st. This is the end of the season clearance, and everything must sell. Over 1,000 new and used RVs, toy haulers, fifth wheels, motorhomes, and boats, all at huge discounts. Pay 0 down and 0 payments for 6 months on approved credit. Plus, meet the manufacturers on-site offering even bigger savings. Immediate on-site finance, instant approval, and every RV priced to move. Learn more at RVExpoSale.com. Presented by the Northwest RV Dealers Association.
I'm Morgan. I have 3 kids. I have an IQ of 160. This is where he attacked her, and I work with the cops.
You're waiting on me to leave so you can poke around without a warrant, aren't you?
Yeah.
Was this the meanest show in TV history?
I give you a 5.
Are you hot or not? What the former judge with the laser pointer is saying about the show today. Next, Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
Well, shoppers may be pulling back on holiday spending this year. In its annual Holiday Outlook survey, PricewaterhouseCoopers found seasonal spending could decline by an average of 5% compared to last year.
This would be the first notable drop since 2020. CNN's Michael Yoshida gives us a closer look at what's impacting consumers.
The holiday season is fast approaching. But recent economic data reveals prices are heating up while the labor market is cooling down. A cloudy financial picture dampening shoppers' spirits.
Consumers have been feeling rather subdued about the economy. Their sentiment has been declining over the course of 2025, concurrently with the escalation of tariff rhetoric.
That downturn coming at a critical time for retailers.
Consumers are going to be heading into the holiday shopping season with a lot of caution.
Accounting firm PricewaterhouseCoopers forecasts American shoppers will pull back on their holiday spending this year, reversing a trend of year-over-year growth since 2020.
Our survey showed a pullback in spend, 5% year-over-year pullback in holiday spend. It's really Gen Z that's driving the pullback. Gen Z intends to spend 23% less year-over-year.
A slowdown in seasonal spending, according to University of Michigan's Joanne Shu, could be good for people's pocketbooks in the short term, but may have ripple effects across the larger economy.
Consumer spending drives about 70% of aggregate GDP. If large numbers of consumers pull back their spending, that means the businesses that serve those consumers are not going to have so much strength in their revenues and their profits. It's going to weaken business conditions and could lead businesses to contract or even some to fail.
In Washington, Michael Yoshida.
Well, credit scores are falling at the fastest pace since the Great Recession. The national average FICO score dropped by 2 points this year, which is the most since 2009. Credit scores are significantly higher than during the Great Recession, but they're down for the second year in a row. FICO also found a growing share of borrowers are falling behind on car loans, credit cards, and personal loans. Younger Americans are getting hit with a double whammy: high student debt and low entry-level hiring.
Here's a look at your Wednesday planner. 54 degrees to start the day. We are heading up to a high temperature of 85. 74 is our average high. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast. Plus, I'm looking out 8 to 14 days.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
For more than 20 years, Blackhawk has electrified country fans. Experience them live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, October 16th. Visit the Coeur d'Alene Casino box office or cdacasino.com for tickets.
Winning is just the beginning.
Valley Fest is back, Spokane Valley's premier community event. Bring the family for a weekend packed full of fun. September 19th through the 21st. Don't miss the parade and bed races Friday night, River Run on Saturday, and Car Show and Tot Fest on Sunday. Plus Culture Fest, a petting zoo, 200 vendor booths, live entertainment on 3 stages, and mouth-watering food all weekend long. Valley Fest, your family's ultimate end of the summer bash. September 19th through the 21st in the Spokane Valley. Check out the full calendar of events at valleyfest.org.
We know your time is valuable, and that is why at Colville Toyota, our goal is to get you in and out in an hour or less using our Express Maintenance Center.
With our pit crew approach and Toyota trained techs, your routine service happens fast.
Toyota Express Maintenance includes a safety inspection, oil changes, brake inspection, tire rotation, and much more.
Quality, speed, and confidence is what you can expect from Colville Toyota's Express Maintenance Center. We're your small town dealership with a big heart.
If you have a vehicle you no longer need, you can give it new purpose through Union Gospel Mission. Simply go to ugmmotors.org or call 509-327-HELP to schedule a pickup. Your donation gives people like Tyler food, shelter, job training, and the opportunity for a whole new life. Be a driver of change. Donate your vehicle to Union Gospel Mission.
The Davenport Hotels invite you to a signature weekend of culinary delights, September 26th through the 28th. Join us for the Pacific Northwest Food and Wine Festival, taking place in downtown Spokane with multiple events offered throughout the weekend. Purchase any festival ticket and receive a 20% discount code to stay at one of the Davenport properties. Information can be found on the Davenport Hotel Collections website under the Experiences tab. The Pacific Northwest Food and Wine Festival this September, sponsored in part by Windermere Real Estate, BECU, and 4 News Now.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. A nice relaxing stay? We got you. Wanna be entertained? We got you. Wanna play golf all day? We got you. Go to Lake Casino. Go to Lake Casino. Winning is just the beginning.
4 News Now is brought to you by Pape Machinery.
All right, here is the view once again of Mount St. Helens ash blowing around the volcano. And I promised I would investigate why. I mean, the eruption was in 1980. We'd be seeing it today. We did have some gusty winds out of the east, but one of the things that really contributed to this is the very, very dry conditions on Mount St. Helens. It is in extreme drought right now, according to National Weather Service. Here is the drought monitor. This updates every Thursday. The red areas, which does include Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, are in that extreme drought. Now, even though Mount St. Helens is colored in this orange levels indicating severe drought, it may even be worse than that, according to the sources that I checked. And so when it gets that dry on a windy day, we often see that ash flying, and it's been especially dry. And so that is why we saw the ash today. Typically, it's got snow on it, and that does a pretty good job keeping the ash down, obviously, and a lot more moisture than what we've seen up there in recent months. Here's a look at our calendar for September, and certainly these blue dates from earlier this week are standing out. 67 on Sunday. It was 60 degrees on Monday, yesterday, and then we jumped almost 20 degrees today to a high of 79, and it's going to be even warmer tomorrow. More of those orange dates on the calendar as we're up into the mid-80s through Friday. We're going to start to see the clouds increasing on Friday and the winds picking up on Saturday as our temperatures drop back into the mid-70s. Still above our average high, but a 10-degree drop from Wednesday, and that looks like our temperatures are going to start to increase again by this time next week. But as we take a look at our 8 to 14-day forecast, it's a little confusing. We have got below average temperatures to the northwest and then varying degrees of above average temperatures to the east. This is September 24th through the 30th from the Climate Prediction Center. So temperatures are a little tricky to call. There is a growing signal of above average precipitation throughout much of the west, but particularly the northwest, something Mount St. Helens needs, something we all need. So these darker greens make me feel a little more optimistic that there might be something to this. But we have seen that before, and it has not panned out. Your Wednesday planner, we are heading up to a high temperature of 85 degrees with mostly sunny skies after morning lows down in the 50s. All of your 7-day forecast at the end of the newscast. Eric.
All right, Chris, thank you. Valley Fest returns to Spokane Valley this weekend with events happening Friday through Sunday. The festival kicks off on Friday night with the Hearts of Gold Parade on Sprague Avenue. Saturday includes the Step Up for Down Syndrome event, Culture Fest, and races along the Centennial Trail. And on Sunday, families can enjoy a pancake breakfast and the Valley Fest car show at Center Place. Well, heart attacks are still rare in younger adults, but research shows rates are rising in people under 40 and especially among women.
A new study may have found some hidden factors behind this trend. CNN's Mandy Gaither explains.
In the U.S., it's the most common cause of heart attacks. Coronary artery disease causes the narrowing of arteries due to plaque buildup, restricting blood flow. But not all heart attacks are caused by blockages.
There are different types of heart attack, non-traditional heart attacks that can affect younger people.
Dr. Claire Raphael with Mayo Clinic is first author of a study that looks into why there's a concerning rise in heart attacks among young adults, especially younger women who don't necessarily have traditional risk factors like high cholesterol. She says 1 in 10 heart attacks in women under age 65 are caused by something called spontaneous coronary artery dissection, or SCAD.
The artery in the heart suddenly develops either a tear or blood forms around the outside of the artery, and that impedes the blood supply to the rest of the heart. So it causes a heart attack without having any cholesterol buildup.
Researchers say SCAD was nearly 6 times more common in women than men and typically affects younger and otherwise healthy women. Raphael says it can be triggered by something like intense exercise, but can also happen out of the blue. And she hopes this data brings awareness of more non-traditional causes of heart attack, even if more common causes aren't present, to prevent patients from being misdiagnosed.
Anyone can have a heart attack. It's not just older people or smokers. So if you have chest pain and you don't feel right, get it checked out.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither. And before we go to break, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Sign up for the 4 News Now Daily Local at KXLY.com.
When this happened to me, I called All-Star Auto Glass. All-Star's money stays in the Northwest. SafeLight sends money to shareholders in Europe. All-Star supports the local economy. If this happens to you, call All-Star Auto Glass.
When I was told I needed radiation treatment for a brain tumor, I couldn't stop thinking about what could happen to my memories. Those moments I cherish from growing up, of finding myself, of the people I love, of what I've created. But they all just fade away? But when I learned how precise treatment was with Gamma Knife, I was reassured that those moments would be preserved. Because it's not only about protecting the memories I've made, but the ones I have yet to create.
At Parker Toyota, we've got an SUV for every lifestyle, from the legendary Land Cruiser to the spacious Highlander and the ever-versatile RAV4. Your next adventure starts here.
And with the largest SUV selection in the Northwest, Parker Toyota has what you're looking for on the lot today. With Toyota's world-class reliability and top-tier value, your SUV isn't just ready for the road, it's ready for the long haul.
See our great selection of SUVs at Parker Toyota in beautiful Coeur d'Alene.
I'm Chad Young from the EasyHomebuyer.com, Spokane and Coeur d'Alene's easiest way to sell your house fast. If you have a few moments, I hope you'll give me the opportunity to make you an instant cash offer on your home. With the EasyHomebuyer.com, we will buy your house in as-is condition with no repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. To get your no-obligation cash offer, give us a call or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
This month's Extreme Team, Miriam's House, part of Transitional Living Center. We're going to help more women get help as they transition to a better living. Plus, we're going to give them a little more room to have it more like home. The 4 News Now Extreme Team, brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
Reclaim your garage this summer. Eagle Rock RV and Boat Storage has units to fit your personal property, boats, RVs, and more. Open 7 days a week, extra wide drive aisles, state-of-the-art security, and great customer service. Eagle Rock RV and Boat Storage is the perfect fit for your storage needs.
When this happened to me, I called All-Star Auto Glass. All-Star's money stays in the Northwest. SafeLight sends money to shareholders in Europe. All-Star supports the local economy. If this happens to you, call All-Star Auto Glass.
4 News Now is brought to you by Shriners Children's Hospitals.
Well, coming up tonight on Nightside, the first town hall held by Spokane Public Schools and Parks and Rec for the Together Spokane initiative is wrapping up right now. Our Alexandra Cohen-Yarts is there. We'll give you a look at the discussion and the Q&A session tonight on Nightside starting at 11.
85 degrees and sunny Wednesday. We're going to stay in the 80s through Friday. Winds pick up this weekend. Temperatures drop a little bit. Fall officially starts on Monday.
Hard to believe.
Yeah.
Fall is here.
I know. When you said autumnal equinox,
Oh, yes.
my ears perked up. That means it's almost my favorite season.
There you go. All right, thank you so much for being with us here for 4 News Now at 6. Don't forget to come back at 11 for Nightside.